a voice for the small business. The Mark Montgomery Show continues. Talk 650 KSTE.
Welcome back, folks. Mark Montgomery, Small Biz Talk Radio. I'm going to give out the phone number because I tell you, it's really important right now because we're going to be giving away some Capitals tickets, and we've got Matt Shea on the line. I'm going to click on the button here. Matt, you there?
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Anderson Shea Law Firm, and of course we're going to be doing a ticket giveaway here shortly. And what I'd like to do on this, Matt, would be we'll do a set right after you give your report here, and then we'll do another set after the bottom of the hour. Spread this out a little bit.
That'd be great.
You bet. Well, what do you have for us this morning?
So as you know, Mark, our law firm, Anderson Shea, primarily focuses on handling construction defect and real estate-related claims. Today I want to talk to you about a real estate transaction and the dangers of a real estate transaction. As you and April, I'm sure, are well aware, there's a lot of issues that come along with purchasing a house. When you're purchasing a house, the seller must disclose to you all material facts that affect the value and desirability of that property. The agents and brokers must also conduct their own inspection, provide you a list in writing as to what issues they become aware of with that property. We've seen it more and more where there's, on the seller's behalf, there's inadequate disclosures. They conceal things that are wrong with the properties and try to just get that transaction to go through. They don't tell you everything they're aware of. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest culprits we see are flippers. There's a big component of flippers out there these days, and they're buying these homes for dirt cheap on the foot of the courthouse steps, and they're doing some repairs and then selling them off at a huge premium. I've had about a handful of cases come in recently regarding flippers where they're so blatant they can go in and they say, this house I've never occupied it and I have no knowledge of its past or present condition. And then we've talked to neighbors and they say, oh, we saw work crews of a dozen guys and whole dump trucks and they tore that house apart. And the disclosure goes as far as say, we know nothing. So, and what they do is they conceal structural and water intrusion issues by just slapping on some new paint and drywall, and they try to sell that for a huge premium, make a profit. And that's a big no-no. So, if you're dealing with a flipper, be extra careful as to, what was actually done to the house for them to flip it and sell it for a huge premium. So
Matt, a lot of these contracts have this as-is language, in them now when you're dealing with these flippers. Hey, you're buying the house as is, this type of thing.
And that's a good point, Mark. They do have even the standard real estate contracts have the as-is language, but as-is doesn't mean what a lot of people think it means. As-is basically means you're taking it as is. There are no repairs. You're buying it as it sits. It doesn't relieve the seller or brokers from disclosure requirements. So if they say, hey, there's a leak in this window, it just means they're not going to fix it. You're buying it with that leak. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that they can't not tell you about the leak. They still have their disclosure requirements. So some very good advice would be to read the documents. I know I bought a house, and a lot of people have, and they get a stack of 100 or more documents put in front of them, and they go through and they sign, notarized sign, and they don't read the documents, which a lot of it's boilerplate. I can understand, but when it comes down to the transfer disclosure statement, when you're looking at what is potentially wrong with this house, you want to know what's wrong when you're buying it because, hey, you may be entitled to a discount, or you may not want to buy it if it's got a big structural problem. It's also happened quite a bit where I get a client or a potential client call in and say, hey, my house is now falling down. They didn't tell me about anything. I'm like, all right, well, that's terrible. Let's look at your documents. You read the documents, say major structural issues, house falling down, and they had no clue, even though it's right there in the document. So very important, read the documents. If you feel you were lied to and there's facts that were concealed, call our office for a free consultation. We're happy to talk to you and see if there's anything we can do to help you out.
You bet. And they can, of course, go to your website, and that's norcallawfirm.com. And
everything, give us a call. It's 916-569-1940.
And there's an 800 number, 1-800-365-2075. And, of course, April and I have dealt with you and, Clayton and, Robert, over there. And I tell you, I really appreciate the help that you've given us and others that we know. So I have to tell people that are listening out there, you guys have a great law firm. And another thing you need to make a point on, here, Matt, is your consultation. And most times when you are representing people, there's no cost to that. And so they really owe it to themselves when there's a question on stucco or a pool or whatever it is, a homeowners association. They really need to sit down with you and talk it over.
That's very true. We provide a free initial consultation, and we also handle the vast majority of our cases on a contingency basis, so there's no out-of-pocket cost, and we bear the risk.
You bet. You bet. Well, I want to thank you for the report, Matt, and, of course, we're talking with Matt Shea from Anderson Shea Law Firm, and, again, you can always just go to their website and and, of course, it's good information, there, and that is norcallawfirm.com. But we're going to give away some of these Capitals tickets here, Matt. And I want to thank you guys for supplying these tickets. I tell you, we did this last year, and what a great venue! It's fantastic. I really enjoyed it when I went.
It's a great time. You get some world-class tennis, and I'm looking forward to this year.
You bet. VIP tickets. So you bet. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to give this away. I don't know if you want to hang on, or not, Matt, but we're going to give these away, and we'll have them just pick them up at your office there. We'll give you the name and number, and you'll be in touch with them.
That sounds like a plan. I'll hang up. I'll let you handle this one.
All right. Sounds good, Matt. You have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
All right. Take care.